Oh, there we go. And it's a little different being in on this seat, for today. But welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. It's a little Wednesday night edition of the Evening Juice with Lemon City Live. This is season 8, episode 28. Today, a little different look here. I think it's a much better looking crowd, much better looking team here than what we normally have, since we're Sans, Gus, and Achilles today. Filling in for them, we got the incredibly talented Alex Winley joining us and making his return appearance here for I don't know how many times. Xavier, he's been hanging out with us and been filling in for us through these last few weeks here, and we couldn't thank him enough. Thank you so much, X. Wait. Oh, wait. We have that. Don't we have a little sound for you, dude? I think I messed it all up, didn't I? I messed it all up because I don't. Oh, there it is.
X gon' give it to you. X gon'
Super delayed, super messed up. But anyway, before we get started, let me remind everybody that this show today is brought to you by IntelliGym, an internationally endorsed athletic cognitive brain training stimulation that improves players' decision-making, game time awareness, and opponent anticipation. IntelliGym simulates actual gameplay in a digital arena to help players better adapt to the shifting realities of real-time sports. Use code LemonCity15 to receive 15% discount on all your packages when you sign up. That's LemonCity15 at IntelliGym.com. Like we've always said, if you're into soccer, if you have kids that are playing soccer, that is a must-have. It's affordable. You can train like the pros, and you are guaranteed to see results. So go check out our friends over at IntelliGym at IntelliGym.com. 30 minutes, 2 times a week. You can do it from your computer, and you'll be a much better soccer player. Anyway, all right. Today, I got you guys on today, and I really want to... Look, I'm even wearing my USA jersey, the nice one, unlike the rumored ugly new kits that are coming out that I'm not a fan of whatsoever. Although, to be fair, once they come out and we see it on a player, it always looks better on the player. It's just... You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe it'll look a little different when I see, like, a number 10 and Pulisic on the back. But for the most part, it's just, but anyway. But, yeah, I want to get into it. We got plenty of soccer. I want to talk some MLS with two of the brightest minds in MLS and some of the best coverage. Yeah, Xavier, I'm complimenting you, too. Don't act surprised. Alex has been, working with us for a long time since last season. And now she's the co-host of the Heron Outlet podcast as well, where she's, if you really want to dive into it even more than what Xavier gives you, X going to give it to you. You can jump into that and really get your fill of Inter Miami stuff. So let's get started, guys. What's going on right now with Inter Miami? We're on a 2-game skid. We got 2 back-to-back road losses, and we got a 3rd road game coming up this Saturday in Chicago. What are you anticipating to see from this team, Alex, come Saturday?
Well, yeah, I think those 2 losses were really difficult to take, but not something that will completely, stop their playoff chances. I think with Pozuelo getting that red card against Red Bulls, and then that red card caused them to get suspended against the Crew. I think without Pozuelo there, it really looked. Miami looked really lost, but he'll be back for this weekend's match against the Fire, and I think Miami will get it together then, and hopefully go on another run, because they can't really afford to drop any more points.
No, not at all. So Pozuelo's back this week for sure. So the suspension is over. All right, Xavier, what about you? How are you feeling optimistic?
Yeah, definitely.
This weekend?
Definitely. I'm looking at it this way. If they pull off the 3 points in Chicago, I'll just pretend it was a tie in each game, those 3 road games, a point. We got the 3 points, and we're all happy. But the Pozuelo suspension.
I'm sorry, I got to give you a point for that. That's a nice way of constructively looking at it. Okay.
I try to be positive, and I use intelligent. No, I'm just kidding. The Pozuelo suspension hurt the team, but I think more than that was Higuain. He was injured in that game. The coach said after the game that the guy studded Higuain in the calf, and I don't think he was 100%. You could tell he wasn't running great. He was a warrior. He went out there and he gave it an effort, and he had a good attitude. So I like that. Like early in the season, it might have not been that way. But I think that affected the game because I'm a big Bryce Duke fan, and I've been writing a little synopsis about the season until this game, and I keep looking back at the games, and I mentioned Duke a lot, and I saw his progression as he was growing as a player. He was actually doing pretty good, and then when Pozuelo came in, of course that's halted. They had a couple games, where they played together, and I thought that was the best soccer Inter was playing, but Phil doesn't use them as much as I would like. Together he has Pozuelo as the main guy, and then he'll bring Bryce in a little bit after. But I think it hurt more with Higuain, because he was on a roll and he couldn't just be himself. Because I think Bryce can fill that role, but right now, if it's not Campana, nobody can fill the role for Gonzalo. And Campana is not as finished of a product as Gonzalo. Obviously, he's younger, faster, and all those other things. But Higuain puts it in. He makes sure the ball goes in here, and that's just an art and that craft he hasn't mastered. That some of the other guys still have to figure out a little bit more.
Yeah, I got to give it to you. You've been praising. I've been very cynical all season. I've been bashing the team. I've been bashing the coach. I'm guilty of it. I admit. I've been doing a lot of that, and Xavier's been, the good angel on the shoulder, telling me no, it's gonna be all right. Things will get better. This guy's a good coach. He knows what he's doing. And with Higuain, I threw the towel on Higuain a long time ago, but I could not have been more wrong. I mean, and Xavier's been, he's been carrying that flag for Higuain all season. I can vouch to it. And he has turned it around. He's accepted his role, coming off the bench. He's really produced. He's done everything that you wanted him to do. But most importantly, I think you just said it, which is something that it gets overlooked a lot, which is he's finishing. He's actually converting these things. We had a history of not being the guy to convert it, but now it's like we go into it, he spots up for a free kick against Red Bull, and you're like, oh, we got this. You know what I mean? Like, we're in all these moments, you feel like there's this confidence brewing with the team and in their star player. But I think we have been depleted. The Pozuelo to me has just been outstanding. I mean, he's been that missing piece that really makes everything click. But when he's not there, I feel like we lost all that momentum that we built prior to him getting there. Like what you were talking about with Bryce and those guys really like gelling and forming, and then it's like, man, they were a shell of it. You just don't see the clicking there. To me, I'm curious to see how these guys are gonna, rebound and bounce back after this week. But Alex, what about Pozuelo? Like, have you felt the same way as Xavier and I?
Yeah, in a way. I think for large parts of the season, though, Higuain really didn't show up until Pozuelo came. Honestly, I think having a number 10 behind him helps Higuain a lot. And when there was no one feeding Higuain the ball, he was basically a traffic cone essentially for Miami, not really doing much. And that's why Campana was able to step in and take his spot for large periods, because he was younger, a bit quicker, maybe more mobile, and that fit the style of play that Miami was, just trying to get points with. Now with Pozuelo in, of course, we haven't seen Campana and Pozuelo play too much together because Leo has been injured. But with Pozuelo in, him and Higuain have started to develop a really good partnership so far, and we're seeing a bit of an Higuain resurgence because of that. So. Yeah, I think it's just having a quality player like Alejandro on the field. It brings out the best in everybody, and that includes Higuain. Of course, heading into next season, this is, what do we do about that? Higuain's in his last year, but he does have an option to extend. But, do you still want him on DP wages when he will be 35, 36? I don't know. But for right now, it's working.
Yeah. So wait, is Leo going to be back for this week? Any chance, or is he still rehabbing?
According to what my colleague heard at the meet and greet open training thing, he's closer to schedule, so I think he could be back sooner than we think.
But not anticipating it for this week in Chicago.
No, he probably won't start, but he'll probably travel with the team.
Okay, all right. So that's a positive there. I'm the same way. Like I said, I was anti Higuain for a long time, but I've come around. I definitely think it mixes. But I'm really excited to see what the three of them could do together. To see what Leo, to see what Pozuelo, to see what Higuain can do on the pitch at the same time. Like that could be pretty exciting, or it could be a complete disaster. I don't
I
know
think
if
it
it's gonna.
happened against San Jose away. I think Higuain and Leo started together with Pozuelo in behind them, and I mean, it was that game was just a bunch of missed chances. It's not like
Yeah.
they just couldn't score. They were creating stuff. They couldn't score. But yeah, I think that's one instance. It can work, but
I'm hoping it works. I feel like it's been so long since I've seen like healthy Campana and healthy Leo playing, really making a difference, because there was that little run there earlier this season where he was just, on fire, racking up goals after goals, started with that hat trick and everything, and then it just kept, snowballing, and it's been just it really has been like completely different seasons. Like it's been like 3 or 4 different seasons within the season so far, and we still have another stretch of games to go here. So I can't really put everything together, but again, gonna enjoy it. I've come around. I'm not as cynical. I actually think Phil Neville's doing a great job. I never thought I'd say it, but I think he's might not be the most tactically sound, boss or coach on the pitch there, but he has these guys believing. Achilles kept telling me, he's like, hey, bro, he's this guy. He knows what he's doing. He's doing something right there. He's got something in the Kool-Aid. They're buying into it. I really never thought I'd see Wayne, come in like Xavier says, a super sub coming in and accepting that role. But it's been great. The crowds. Let me ask you guys, since you guys have been going to all the home games, have you noticed a change in the crowds? Have you seen any like dwindling of fans or increase of fans or anything like that? Or has it remained status quo for you guys all season long?
Well, yeah, I think we can both say from the press box, there has been a slight increase in fans, especially in La Familia. The last home game, I have photos of it. It was actually quite full. So yeah,
Okay.
it's growing. It's growing a lot more than it was earlier in the season, and I think that's just helping the team even more because they've got fans that are cheering for them.
Yeah, I think because that's always been the fear down here in South Florida. If you're not winning, if you're struggling, people lose interest, and then again, you're asking a bunch of fans of a team from Miami, called from Miami, to travel up, to the neighboring North County and then go up to even further away from that. I know it's a long trek for you, Alex, to get to the games. Even for Xavier, he's all the way out west. I'm sure it's a bit of a trek to get to the games. And for me, I forget about it. I got to renew my passport to head up there. But Xavier, have you noticed like any change in the fan support? Like, are you concerned? Are you happy that it's building?
It's building very slowly. You know how South Florida fans are, but I do see more enthusiasm. I do see a little bit more of a live crowd. I'll tell you what, the after parties are super live in the Northwest box. That's really good. But I do think that the fans are starting to turn a little bit. Remember at the beginning they booed Higuain coming in. Sorry for that background noise. I'm gonna take care of it in a second. They booed Higuain coming into the Atlanta game because Campana was coming out, Higuain was coming in, and they booed, and that's where Campana said, "Hey guys, relax." And now they're cheering for him. So now they cheer for Higuain when he comes out, which is great. And I do feel that the crowd has more of a belief. Obviously, Pozuelo has a lot to do with that. The whole dynamics of the team has changed. And I do think the crowd's a little more favorable. But the attendance in that game that Alex was talking about, it was a 2-for-1, I believe. There was like a special with the tickets. So so that makes a big difference. But I think they're building something because the first 2 seasons, it was like a big letdown, all this hype, all this marketing. And
they had no fans. They weren't allowed in,
Right. But even in the second season when they were allowed fans in, it still wasn't great. Even if it wasn't maximum capacity, it still wasn't filled. It should have been filled if you weren't going to have, the full stadium.
Well, I was there for the home opener last season, and that was a limited capacity too. Like they kept saying it felt like it was pretty full, but they were saying like, hey, we're still in their pandemic rules and so on and so on. So, I mean, I'm hoping we continue to build. We got to make a run. We can't miss the playoffs. That's not an option. With so many teams, when you got 7 teams making it, you gotta be one of them. You know what I'm saying? And right now, as it sits here, let's see, where are we right now? We are currently 9th in the East, 36 points with 2 games in hand too, as well. So we're, some of the teams above us have played a couple more. Cincy and New England at 38 points. Above us, so 1 win we can leapfrog them, and then Toronto's 2 points behind us. Toronto's hot, man. They brought in those Italian imports, and man, those Lamborghinis and Ferraris are performing like it's nobody's business. I think they've been responsible for something like 50% of all the goal chances created since they've gotten there. It's been an incredible turnaround. They couldn't beat Montreal though. Canadian supremacy reigns in Montreal. That's the team that I like to see, or I think is going to do some stuff in the playoffs. But Toronto behind us, we got a couple teams in front of us. We got to get a win this week. We got to beat Chicago. Chicago's on a skid. They got what's their last 4? They got 2 draws and 3 losses. So we got 2 points in their last 5 games. Chicago's in shambles. We need to take advantage of this. This is kind of like, to me, reminds me of that San Jose game, traveling out west. Bottom feeder, but we got to beat them, and we did. We came through with it. What kind of score prediction can we get from you guys here? Can we get a little score prediction for the game here? Who wants to go first?
Wow, Chicago has 12 clean sheets during the season. They're a tough.
They got the hottest team. Goalie. They got the hottest goalie right now in the game.
They're a tough defensive team. The first game was 0-0 here at home.
Yeah.
But Miami has to go out and look for the game. So I think there's definitely going to be scoring, whether on one side or the other, because Miami has to go look for that game. But I'm gonna say Miami 2-1, Inter Miami 2-1. I think it's going to be a 1-goal game unless they break out and surprise me. Pozuelo comes in super hyped and gives assists everywhere, but which I hope. But I haven't seen Chicago get blown out, so maybe I think a 2-1, 2-1, 3-1 game, 2-1. I'll say.
Nice.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be 2-1. Chicago, they've not had the best run of form. Their last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games they haven't won. It's been 3 losses and 2 draws, and they haven't scored in their last 2 matches. So, yeah, they're one of the not so good teams right now. And I think Miami with the reinvigorated Pozuelo and then Campana traveling, the team will be very excited to get back on the field because they've been off for about 10 days already. Their last game was quite a while ago, actually. So I think they'll be ready and rearing to go, and I think it'll be a 2-1 game. Maybe there will be one defensive slip up, but I think Miami will get 2 goals and find a way to continue to just to stymie that Chicago attack, which hasn't been really doing too well. Shaqiri has been really a non-factor, so.
Now, I'm not too much worried about the Chicago attack, but I totally forgot about the fact that they do have the hottest goalie in Gabriel Slonina, who's, if you don't know, he's a teenager who's already signed for Chelsea. He's signed by Chelsea. They loaned him back to Chicago to finish out the season. I think he's going to start for us in the World Cup. I think he's I think so. I think he's. Whoa. You got to look at the other goalies on the U.S. men's national team right now. Hey. Zach Steffen is not playing. Yeah. He's not getting any minutes. This guy at Arsenal's not getting any minutes.
No.
Matt
Drake
Turner.
Callender should go.
We're going to talk about Drake Callender in a second. But I think you got to go with the hot hand right now. And it's he had 9 saves in his last outing and pitched a shutout. You know what I'm saying? The guy, he's been just. I mean, there's a reason he's been noticed by a club like Chelsea, and they've gone after him and done these things and invested that much money in a teenager. So that's a big deal.
The U.S. is one of the youngest team, if not the youngest team.
It's the youngest team in the World Cup.
If he comes in and the age even drops even more, the average age drops, 17-year-old.
I'm telling you, if he stays in this form, it's gonna be it's gonna be hard to say no and not take him to the World Cup. But with that being said, though, I do think we need to score some goals. I think our offense is better than theirs. I think their goalie right now is as hot as can be. So I'm thinking also 1-goal game. I'm thinking maybe like a 2-1, 1-0 kind of game as well. But let me ask you guys, how do we feel about the Drake Callender demotion and Marsman in? Are we okay with this? What We saw what happened last game. It ended up being 1-0 against the Crew. Are they going to run back with it again? Do you want them to make the switch again, or do we just keep with Marsman and just go forward?
Well, according to the open training of my colleague Ian Hess, I think he reported that Marsman will probably be the starter going forward. I don't know. I think it's just a distribution thing. Nick is better with his feet. Challenger is the better shot stopper. So I don't think it's Drake playing poorly. I think it's just a different profile of goalkeeper that Neville wants.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, I don't get why we made the switch.
Yeah.
To me, it's like why are we tampering with it? Is it just like Marsman is not the future? He's not the answer for us. You know what I mean? Drake is actually a guy that you can continue to build up, and he's played well. He's actually kept us in plenty of games this season, and I'm still scratching my head about it. But Xavier, what do you think?
I'm Team Drake, and I'll tell you why. One, I wrote that. I said he's the future. The other guy's probably not going to be here after the season. But I think there's a lot of marketing behind all this. Nick Marsman's so great with his feet, because in writing the story, I a couple of times I wrote where he made a mistake in a couple of games. He made a mistake and gave up a goal. He's made several mistakes with his feet. Even this last game where he started, I almost jumped out of my chair when he went to the corner with the ball and almost had the ball stolen from him.
Yeah.
And then when I'm watching, because I'm watching for this whole, he's so good with his feet, great. I didn't see it. I'm not saying the guy's bad. I'm not the guy. I wrote he has a better presence. Because I think, in playoff games, which all these games to me are playoff games right now, you need a solid leader back there. And he's more of a presence than Drake. Drake is still a young guy, and I don't know.
It comes with experience, too.
But I think he's done well. I don't think he's any less with his feet. I saw Marsman kick the ball out at least 6-7 times on goal kicks, and I didn't see anything special. I didn't see anything out of this world, anything different. I think maybe the coach was trying to give a spark, like I wrote. When he benched Higuain, I think that changed the season for Higuain. He's like, whoa, he had to take a step back. I don't know if he's trying to do that, and I don't know how a young player like Drake will react, because he's different. Higuain is a cool customer. He's a vet. You can say whatever you want. The guy's been around the world, been a star everywhere. So, he took it like, okay, you're trying me. Okay, let me get back in and I'll show you. I don't know how Drake's going to do it. But I wouldn't have changed them, and I wrote that. I think it was in the last article. I said, he's the future, and he's getting some experience that you can't buy that. It's like he's going through a playoff run right now. These games are all critical. He can't make mistakes. He's got to grow as a leader. He's got to be better. And then you take that away. Why? If you're doing it because you think Marsman is the difference that's going to get this team to make this playoffs for sure, and possibly for a championship, then I understand if that's what he's looking at. I don't know if that's what he thinks.
Yeah, to me, I'm still scratching my head. Drake came on his first game, if I'm not mistaken. His first start was the Open Cup against Miami FC, right? I believe so.
Yeah.
And we were all there. We talked to him after the game, and it's just nice to see him, come so far from a guy who was like, hey, why is he? Because we got to be honest, at that Open Cup game against Miami, we were all like, why is he starting? It wasn't like we were clamoring for him. It's like, hey, we were all going like, what's going on here? Who's this guy? Okay, and look, all he did was take over that position, hold it down, and carry us. I think for a good chunk of the midseason hump there. So we'll see. All right. We'll go from there, but I do want to, while we're here, I want to talk a little bit about the rest of MLS. I've been following this season much more than other seasons in the past for different reasons, but one of them, I've been really enjoying some of the game. I've been enjoying the quality of the league. I've been enjoying some of the storylines and the personalities that have been coming through. But first off, I want to ask you, aside from Inter Miami, do you guys have like a B team? Anybody here have like a little team that maybe they like to follow, that they cheer for quietly in the shadows outside of the Inter Miami press box that you sit there? I know, Alex, you're an Everton fan on the Premier League. Do you have like a secondary team in MLS that you kind of root for?
Montreal. Sometimes I know they don't get a lot of respect from the media. They've been quietly really good this season. They're second in the East, so I mean they're doing something correct, but you never get that respect. So I'll watch a lot of their games. Austin FC, they're fun to watch. I don't necessarily root for them, but it's really cool what they're doing. And only their second year too, so
Yeah.
that's impressive. I have a list here. Yeah, this is
I got a list of teams. Okay.
yeah, just really Montreal and Austin FC. Really, Charlotte's interesting because of their fan base. No, not necessarily the way they play, just the
Yeah.
fans make it cool. But yeah, those two.
Okay. I see
Yeah,
Ricky J. Mark is chiming in over here. He's Charlotte plus that NYCFC Man City connection.
Oh,
What's up, Ricky? How you been, man? I see here. Holy hair on Batman. It's Alex Lindley. Look at that. So, all right, Xavier. What about you? Who you rooting for? I feel like I know. I feel like I have a.
Who are you gonna say? Who are you gonna say?
I feel like you got a little Columbus Crew in you because of Chucho.
Wow, you know what? That's great, but no, I actually was gonna say Philadelphia because of Bedoya,
Okay.
a former Western FC player.
Of course,
You know,
that's your.
So I follow him around a little bit, his career, seeing what's going on. Besides, the team's playing really well, and they have really nice young players, and they're letting them play. So I forgot the lefty's name. Is it McGlynn?
McGlynn,
Yeah, Jack McGlynn.
Jack McGlynn. I really enjoy, and I think that kid's gonna break out. Aronson, Paxton, Brendan's brother. I think he's really good too. And they have some young guys that play. I like the way the team plays. They move the ball around, and they've been really solid this season. And then I also, after the first game that Inter Miami played Austin FC, I was a little impressed by their midfield and by their play. They aesthetically pleasing. They touch the ball around. They look very good. And then now they beat LAFC. I saw that game, and they look good again. That's a dark horse team. So I look at them. And I say, I'm looking for the teams that play that soccer that I like, which is move the ball around, touch it around, look nice, and win.
I like it. See, I agree with you guys. Funny enough, Alex, I have a couple of Montreal Impact jerseys. Okay, I'm an old school Impact. I'm an old school Impact fan. That was one of my teams. Nacho Piatti, when he was over there, that was one of my favorite players. Love that dude. Got to cover him when he was when they were doing training camp in Tampa. Went up to see them and talk to them and talk to him, and he was great. He actually just came back on board with. He retired. And he just came back on board with the team in an advisory something role recently. He just finally got on the gram too, so I was like, oh, finally, there we go. So I do like Montreal. I think Montreal is going to be a scary team. I think in the playoffs, that's one of my dark horses. I think that they're just a very like you said, under the radar, not a lot of attention. They've been doing well. Tough out.
Physically.
Yeah.
Physical
horrible uniforms, can't stand them. Can't wait till next season when they I don't know if you saw, but they changed their logo again. They modernized their old one as opposed to doing something completely different that looked like a snowflake. I don't know what it was, but Montreal's a nice team. I love what Austin's doing. I think Austin is the opposite of LAFC. I think LAFC is definitely just star power, glamour, glitz, as much as we can get of anything. While Austin reminds me of what Atlanta was a few years ago with those kind of quality guys that are just playing really well. It reminds me of what I wish, Inter Miami would do, but they've just hit on good players. But I think the team that a lot of people are not talking about, but they are, it's a weird thing, man. The best player in the league right now to me is Hani Mukhtar, man. The dude from Nashville is just unbelievable. Everything he's doing. Like, I like what Philly's doing. And I know that they're putting up, baseball, football scores on teams over here, 7-0, 6-0. I get it. I know they're doing a lot of good stuff there. They have the kid from that was from Inter Miami, Carranza, so that kind of hurts a little bit. So that's why I'm not leaning too much towards Philly. I don't want them to be successful. I'm hating a little bit, honestly. That's just me being honest there. But I like, Nashville, the crowd, that place, that environment. They got Thor playing defense. Have you noticed Walker Zimmerman out there with his blonde hair just flowing in the wind, just looking right? He had a flying header this weekend. Like, that
sound like you have a man crush, man.
A little bit, a little bit. But no, I like what Nashville's doing. They're quiet. They came on the scene just like Inter Miami, same time, and they've just been incredibly successful from the jump. I think Nashville and Hani He was the MVP. Was it last season or the season before? No, Pozuelo was 20, but Hanny should have been the MVP. Hanny's just been money. You know what I mean? Money,
Yeah,
money,
good
money.
player. Good
And he had a hat trick a couple games ago. He's leading the league in goal scoring. He's number 1 in the Golden Boot. Again, and kind of like a weird place to play, Nashville, man. That's those cities where, like, you know, the crowds get real into it. And I'm curious to see if they stay on that top and they get some home games, it's gonna be fun. But I find it funny none of us picked any of the LA teams. I like that we kind of, although I have
like they've got their weaknesses. Same thing with
Yeah.
Toronto. Yeah, I think defensively they'll probably fold in the playoffs maybe.
yeah
But Vale are older, and Chiellini doesn't even play past 70 minutes.
yeah
They have what Christian Tello and the Dennis Bogana guy. So I
yeah.
don't know. It just depends.
They got another Colombian, the
Arango's good. There's a lot of glitz and glamour, but I don't know if there's a lot of essence. It's so LA. It's so LA.
Definitely a vibe. I like
LAFC got whooped the last time I saw them against Austin, so they didn't leave a great impression. And it didn't look like Bale and Bella can play together. You know, kind of taking up their space. I don't know. I thought they could, but at least that game they did. And the Galaxy, I think, with Puig coming in, it's a big jump in quality. I mean, the kid was really good and never got a chance, you know, at Barca. It's just because you're in Barcelona where there's so many good players.
Yeah,
but
I saw him play down here against Napoli in a friendly a few years back when Barcelona came over here, and he was all over the pitch, and I was like, man, this kid's like 12. You know, who the heck is this kid running around?
Like
you know,
16, he was like 16 or 17 at that point.
But I think so. Okay, so it's Puig, but he says Pooch. So I
So
don't.
that's
get
how
the
you
whole-
say it then, Pooch, because
Ricky
you know,
Pooch.
But
Ricky
I'm gonna
Pooch.
say Puig because I had a friend in middle school who pronounced
Yeah,
it
bro.
Puig.
Everybody knows Yasiel Puig is your friend too, bro. You know what I'm saying? So with me, I think Ricky Puig can be the biggest signing in MLS history, man. Like,
whoa,
I think he can be. Can be. Think about it. You know, like
I
this is a
agree.
guy. He's a guy who came from,
his prime.
his pedigree is pretty damn impressive. He's coming from Barcelona, you know, where he was a youth academy player, everything. So he's got all the tutelage you could possibly want at the highest level. And he's coming over here, not even in his prime, like still like working towards his prime. You know what I'm saying?
He's really young.
With all those things being said, it could be a great thing. It's the biggest, it could be the most important signing in the history of MLS as a league. You know what I mean? Because when you look just on the other side of town over there, if you go from Carson to LA and you see what the LAFC is doing, like we said, Chiellini can't play past 70. Bale is older. Vela is older. They do what everybody has been doing in MLS for a long time, which is, you know, get those retiring guys, bring them over, you know, maybe not retiring, maybe still has some juice in it. But, you know, prior to Ricky's arrival, you would say Carlos Vela was probably the most prime guy to come here that still had years left on his, you know, on his playing time.
At 28. It was 28.
Yeah.
Puig
And
is how old?
He's not even 25, I don't think.
No, he's
So
Yeah,
I don't
he's
recall.
23. Yeah, I agree
Yeah.
with you. I think him coming over and he's not even in his prime yet, and he not even a year ago he was starting for Barcelona. So
Yeah.
I think it's impressive. I know, you know, Barcelona rejects are good enough for MLS. I don't know why people are scoffing at the signing, but I think it's good.
That's a great signing, but do you think he'll be bigger than Landon Donovan over there? He's got to do a lot of stuff.
Again, this whole thing could blow up in his face. So, you know, he's got
No, he's going to be good. No, he's a
time.
good player. He's a good
Yeah,
player.
he's been good.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt he's going to be good. It's just you're saying he's going to be really big. That's Landon Donovan territory over there, man.
Oh, for sure. I think, by the way, Montreal guy Kai Kamara is like 10 goals away from tying Landon Donovan on the all-time MLS scoring list, which is crazy. And then Wondolowski, he's unattainable. But you know, if this guy sticks around long enough, but I think Ricky could definitely challenge Landon Donovan because again, nobody has come into this league with the pedigree that this guy has at the time that he has. It's unheard of in this league. Landon Donovan didn't have any pedigree. We made him. He's a guy who was playing for the San Jose Earthquakes, the first iteration of it, then went to the Galaxy, then went to Europe for a little bit, played with the Everton for a little bit, had his little runs in some teams, and then came back and established himself. But he didn't have what this guy has. You know what I'm saying?
He was a surfer boy. He was a surfer boy.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something that you mentioned earlier before we started about the MLS? A couple of things. I had a conversation because I'm in this soccer chat, because I play in the mornings with these old men and stuff. And I told them, hey, I'm impressed. I think MLS is one of the top 4 leagues in North, Central, and South America. Okay, I told them.
Okay.
To me, only clearly better is maybe Argentina, Brazil, Argentina, whatever you want to put them. Like those leagues are above. But then I told them, everybody else, I don't think the league itself. And they're like, you're crazy, you're nuts. Maybe in the structure, infrastructure, and money and this, yeah. But on the product on the field, I said, have you guys been watching lately? I'm not talking 10, 15, 20 years ago. I'm talking like right now. I'm seeing some talent. And then you mentioned when you just said Ricky Puig, I'm like, they're bringing Cucho came in, Ricky Puig came in, and they're taking people from MLS to Europe left and right. Tati Castellano is playing in Girona. I saw a couple games, and he's one of the better players right now.
He was going to be the MVP this season had he stuck around. He was leading the league in scoring. He was doing everything, and he ends up leaving to Girona. And now
there's a lot of talent in this league. There's a lot of talent in this league, and it's evolved and it's gotten better. And I don't think she was talking about respect with Montreal, and I don't think the league gets the respect that it should. I mean, at least in this side of the world, because I think in Europe they kind of look at it and say, hey, we got some, pretty decent players we can buy and develop and create. But it was funny because I told him I think it's a top 4 league in North, Central, and South America.
I think so. I think it's. That's
they were
not
telling
a stretch.
me. They were telling me that Caracas FC and
nah, bro. See, that's the thing. Everybody thinks their home cooking is the best. You know what I mean? And sometimes you gotta face the facts.
If you look
bro.
at the product, you say that there's a lot of good players, man. There's a lot of good players. So I think that they can go toe to toe with any of these teams.
For sure,
like the better teams in MLS.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. Alex, you're gonna say something? I'm sorry.
No, yeah, I agree. I think, I think it would be Brazil, Argentina, MLS above Liga MX, which is a hot take, but I do think MLS is probably the better league at this point. Genuinely. Liga MX is starting to fall by the wayside. I think the fact that Pizarro, a Liga MX player, came to Miami, couldn't cut it back at Liga MX, and he's still riding the bench. I think that just says a lot. I know there's like Club America and in Monterrey as a whole, maybe there are a couple of teams that are individually better, but I think as top to bottom, I think MLS is better.
Yeah, they spend a lot more money in that Liga. That's what I was telling the guys. I was like, look, they spend, if maybe Liga MX is a little bit better, let's say it's the amount of money that they spend compared to what the teams here spend.
Yeah, there's no salary caps.
And the product on the field is not much different, and they come back and say, oh, well, all these CONCACAF tournaments and all these championships, the league has them, but not the not the US. But I told them, I'm talking about like right now at this moment in time, the league has stepped up and it's even. I'm not going to say maybe next year the product drops, but what I'm seeing on the field right now, the product is pretty good. It's pretty interesting.
No, the product is very good. The proof is in the pudding, like I said, man. And some of the pudding that these people are cooking up, man, their leagues in their whatever countries they're from are not very good. Okay, just plain fact. The issue is when you really look into it, okay, if you take in the only league that maybe doesn't have this problem is like the Canadian Premier League, but I don't think we rate the Canadian Premier League that high. But any of these South American leagues, Central American leagues, all of those leagues, right, are the premier sporting event in their home countries, okay? MLS is still the third, fourth biggest sport in its own country, and it's competing with sports that are even bigger than anything else. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that we do have to compete with football, with baseball, with basketball, with even hockey in certain areas and different times of year and everything like that, and not to mention then comparing it to like your Liga MXs, your Colombian leagues, your Argentinian leagues. Yeah, man, dude, like for what it is, pound for pound, it's a great product. It's got, the skill levels there. It just like anything, it needs to be managed properly. But you have great examples of when it's good, it's really good. I think Austin FC right now could beat most any teams, on this side of the continent. You know what I mean? Philadelphia can put up points with against any of those teams in South America. Again, it all goes down to money. If the teams that are spending more money, like in all these countries, they're going to have those powerhouse teams that like to spend. They're going to have a sincere advantage. Let's see here. Ricky says MLS's peak can be best league in the Americas. That's a fantastic ceiling for this league, considering what the Premier League, League One, La Liga, and Serie A have been, can be, and are. Let's see here. There's another. So you think Monaco or Nantes or Nice or Lille are by far better than any MLS team? They all have more money.
Yeah.
First of all, again, you got to compare to what you can. You know what I'm saying? So it's a challenge. It's a challenge. But I'm keeping it with the Americas. Obviously, these European leagues. Some of these even like
I kept it here. I kept it here because of that. I think that is if it continues to evolve and if you continue to be popular, like players like Puig, however you want to pronounce it. I'm sorry, Ricky. If players like that keep coming, the level is going to continue to get better. And people want to come to the U.S. People want to live here. I think Inter Miami, it's only a matter of time when we become a top team worldwide, because you're going to get some of these players that are in their prime, and especially South American players, that are a hop skip away right there, a couple hour flight, and you're back, and you can get paid. If once the salary cap and all these stuff improves. I think this is a destination. So yeah, definitely.
For sure. Again, it'll be fun to watch. Let's see. We got our little dark horses for the MLS Cup playoffs coming up. We still have some weeks of the season left. It's gonna be fun. Hopefully, Inter Miami can keep it up. Real quickly before we let Alex go here, how about the debut of some Americans abroad yesterday in Premier League action, huh? Like we are talking about, which league is better and everything. Just look and see where the talent's coming from. Weston McKennie scoring against PSG yesterday, huh? First goal of the season. Serginho Dest making his debut with Milan. Pulisic playing but not doing too well. Chelsea's in a bit of a mess right now.
He should leave.
He wanted to.
He should go to Italy.
They weren't letting him go.
Slower league where he'll have.
He's a cash cow. They're not going to let him go. I agree. I think. By now, I see, and as a Chelsea fan, I'm a little torn here. By the way, Gio Reyna came back. Good to see him. Got a couple of assists yesterday as well in Champions League. But look, when it comes to Pulisic, as a Chelsea fan, I think there's a mixture. The answer is somewhere in the middle. I don't know exactly what it is, but the answer is somewhere in the middle of, he should leave. He's not getting a fair shake. But, he's also had a fair shake, and he's just not as good as we want him to be. I think the answer's somewhere in the middle there. I do think if some of these guys like Mason Mount or, some of these other British guys were having the struggles just playing like he was, and they've played worse than he has sometimes, and they don't get the criticism, they get the benefit of the doubt. I think as an American, yeah, exactly. There's an American, bit of an American bias there. You got to show up a little harder. You got to, train a little harder and play twice as better as some of the other guys to really stand out. But I also think that he has had a lot of opportunities. Like, we're talking about a guy who's been on a team here for 3 years now, 3 seasons.
Yeah.
How old is he now?
I think my age, 24, 23.
Yeah, he's still young,
but he should have matured a little bit more.
I think he's
just inconsistent, but they've been inconsistent with the opportunity also. Like, he's on and off. Sometimes he plays stretches. Other times he's not even,
no, for sure. I mean, you give the guy the number 10. You give the guy the number 10 jersey.
But not the respect.
But not the respect. You don't give him you don't commit to him full time. But then again, is he not winning the commitment? That's the other part of it.
We don't know what's happening behind the scenes. You don't know what's happening behind the scenes.
Tuchel getting sacked, maybe with the new coach, which is, I think, Graham Potter. Maybe he'll get more playing time. I don't know, but
Hopefully.
yeah.
I'm hoping it's Zidane, bro. Let's get Zidane over there,
Yeah,
man.
honestly,
You
I
know?
hope. Yeah, I don't want Graham Potter to
I don't
leave.
know about that guy.
It's just Brighton's doing really well right now, and we've got a good project going. So yeah, that's it. I'm sure hope Potter will be good for Chelsea, but yeah, yeah.
I feel you. I feel you. So we'll
let me tell you something also with this little soccer group that I'm in. We talked about the World Cup, and these guys are telling me that U.S. is not getting out of the first round. And I
they're not getting out of the group?
No, they're not getting out of the group. They're not going to that according to them. And this is disrespect. I said, guys, you know the amount of talented players they have. Two teams can get out. You don't think the U.S. can get out? I think not only do I think they're going to get out, I think they're going to be a little bit of surprise in Qatar, and I think they're going to be real challenge in the World Cup and the U.S. the one after, because these young kids are going to be flying, plus the new ones coming in,
and on the U.S. soil, like.
Absolutely, but I think in this one, in this cup, they're gonna surprise people. You know, every World Cup, there's a team that's just a Cinderella team, and I think it's them. I think it's them because these kids, you know, they're really good players, and they're gonna go out there with that attitude, like, let's go.
Hey, well,
I don't think they're gonna feel that pressure.
Imagine me. Two of my bosses, one is from Wales and the other one is a Brit. So I gotta deal with this all the time.
You're gonna beat them both.
I gotta be cocky American guy every time I talk to them. You know what I mean? I gotta hold it down for the union over here. So it is what it is. I think, yeah, man. Hey, look, I think we have as good a chance as any. I definitely think we can beat Wales in that first game. We can beat England and we can beat Iran. Now, will we? I mean, we've gone to, and we've last World Cup cycle, we didn't even qualify. This one, we're coming back. We got a little chip on our shoulder. Pulisic's first opportunity at a World Cup is going to be exciting to see him. Again, lots of stuff. We're the youngest team. Things can happen. I like our chances. Slonina at goal, starting against Wales that game one.
You're starting that now. If
I
that
like
happens,
it.
If that happens, I would love it. But if that happens, I'll be shocked.
Watch.
I would be shocked. I think they'll take him as a second or third keeper, but to start,
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, we'll see. Iran will have a chip on their shoulder versus USA.
Oh, yeah.
Look, it'll be something to watch for. We'll all be tuning in. It's going to be a different experience, man. This end of the year is going to be phenomenal with NFL, with basketball, with hockey, and then just throw in the World Cup right during Thanksgiving. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be a great time. Yeah, throw everything in there, make it all fun, and then we'll enjoy it. But with that, Alex, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Really appreciate you stopping by and making the time. Love the discussion. Love to talk. Love to hang out. And hopefully I'll see you out at Inter Miami. I got to make it down. I just renewed, and look, I'm not kidding. I just renewed my passport. So maybe I'll make it down to down to Fort Lauderdale, catch a game.
They don't have too many more home games, like 3 more, I think.
Three. The 6 games, 3 away, 3 home.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay. So when's the next home game?
Good question. It's been
Tuesday against Columbus. Right after this Saturday, they have the Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
We got
a Tuesday game.
Yeah, because they had to move the game because of that stinking Orlando City, those spying Lions.
That's right.
Spy on freaking.
Sacked. Hey, we're all for the Republic today, right? Are we unanimous? All for the Republic?
The game kicks off in like 10 minutes, I think.
10 minutes, yeah. Are we all for the Republic? Yeah.
I gotta go for the underdog. I don't want them to have a title. I don't want them to have a title over us. Am I petty?
No, not at all. I'm with you, baby.
Even if it's U.S. Open Cup, or I don't want them to have a title over us.
That's our cup, man. We don't want them to win it. I'm all about it, baby. Cup set season. That's what it's all about.
I don't want to be petty, but they have a great chance to win it. So
yeah, first team. First, if Sacramento can pull this off tonight, they'll be the first team, and it's going to be a task. They've already eliminated San Jose, the Galaxy, and Kansas City en route to getting here. They're playing in Orlando tonight, and there hasn't been a non-MLS team winning the Open Cup since 1999. Rochester Rhinos, I believe, were the last team to win it. So it's been a while. Yeah, they're due. They're due. Sacktown, baby. Let's go.
Gonna
I'm all
party
about
like
it. I got a
it's
friend out there.
1999. No, they're gonna win it then. They're gonna
Yeah.
party like it's 1999.
Look at you. There you go. There you go.
Sacramento's
Printing it
gonna
up.
win it, baby.
Oh, it'll be a good time. All right. Well, Alex, thank you again. Have a wonderful evening. Remember,
See you at
guys,
the
check
game.
her out on Twitter at AAW_1998 and check out the Heron podcast. They do great work. If you really want to dive in and get into the X's and O's of everything in Miami, that's a great place to go and get learned on some stuff there. So, all right. Again, Alex, thank you so much, and have a great rest of your evening.
You too. Thanks for having me on.
All righty.
All right.
Take care. All right, X. It's time, buddy. It's you and I. Let's
do this.
we're gonna talk a little here because
X gon' give it to
you know what I'm saying.
X gon' give it
Let me
to
have a
you.
little sparkling water first. A little sparkling water.
Oh, there you go. A little sparkling water. I'm down. I'll dabble a little in my non-sparkling
What's
water.
in there? What's in there?
Mm.
That's
The hard stuff, bro. H2O.
that's a vodka cup.
Bro, I am such a wuss now. I don't drink anymore, man.
Good for you, bro.
I have like a beer now, maybe at a social gathering, and then
Bro, what happened? What was the cause?
I'll milk it. I got married. I think that's what happened. I think funny enough, when I was single,
Mm-hmm.
I used to, like any single guy, I was like, yeah, let's have a good time. Partied hard, blacked out a few times. I've got some good stories. But I don't know. I started dating my now wife, and shortly thereafter, I just kind of became the DD, like just out of my natural instinct of wanting to make sure that she has a good time. And it's just carried over to the point where I'm just such a lightweight now. I'll milk my beer. I'll be sipping on it for forever, while everybody's on their
It gets hot.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just people are on their second or thirds, and I'm like, yeah, I'm having a good time, and like I don't know, man,
the fake sip.
Oh yeah. I make that one last, I even tried. I bought a pack of the Mountain Dew beers that came out, and they're tasty. They taste like Mountain Dew.
Wow, that's something.
Yeah,
new.
the hard Mountain Dew, and tastes really good, but again, I'm just like, I have one, and I'm like,
is it sugary like the drink?
It tastes like it, but with a kick. Yeah, it's good though. It's good. It's not. I'm not gonna lie. The flavors are pretty solid, but I don't. I thought I would be like, it'd be like a soda for me, and I'd be like, drink it and then drink another and then drink another and get back into it. No, it's just like one, and I'm like, okay. I'm such a
good for you. I wish I could do that.
Now you get a little aguardiente going. I'll have a couple of those. That's still
mine. I used to do that when I was younger. I'd go out to the club and stuff, aguardiente. But after a while, I just like, so I'll drink whiskey. If I'm gonna drink, I'll drink whiskey. I'll drink vodka, and I won't do too much. The aguardiente is it's I have memories of just the smell now takes me back. So I don't want to.
Yeah, I can't drink. I can't chew Big Red or drink Goldschlager because it instantly like it takes me back to like horrible times. But yeah, I get you. I mean, I'll dabble if I'm at with the friends and they bust out a little aguardiente. I might have a shot or two. Yeah. I definitely don't do any other whiskeys or rums or anything. I'm like,
rum I can do.
Maybe I'll have a vodka and like Red Bull vodka. That's still my go-to. I'll have one of those if I'm feeling like, all right, it's gonna be a good time. But again, like one, and that's it. So anyway, let's get into it. It's NFL Week 1. This is a wonderful time of the year. Okay, it's a very fantastic time. If you put your ear to the ground, you can hear the incredible sound. You know what that means. It's NFL Week 1 kicks off tomorrow. I have my second and final fantasy draft right after this show tonight. And tomorrow we officially kick off NFL Week 1. The preseason is over. The rosters have been set. The cuts have been made. You know what to expect already. There's a lot of great storylines happening. But I want to talk briefly first about the Dolphins. All right, Dolphins are hosting the Patriots Week 1 here on Sunday, September 11th. It's going to be a great time. Dolphins right now, okay, let me tell you. Dolphins open up as a 3.5-point favorite, all right, against the Patriots, which I find it surprising considering all the upgrades that that the Dolphins have done. They're really giving a lot of respect to the Patriots here, and McCorkle, Mac Jones, because essentially, if both teams are even, you get a 3-point edge if you're the home team, and if you're only favored by 3.5 points right now, then they're thinking you're just this much better than the other team. So
it's not that. It's not that. It's because it's the Dolphins, and in the last 20 years have been all this time, just like the Hurricanes. This time we're and then in the end it's how did I believe it was now the team is much better on paper.
Yeah,
we got a new coach who's got a great offense and all this and that, but now you got to put the product on the field. Now it's got to get done on the field, and it's let me see it to believe it, and that's why that is. I mean, and you can't blame them. I mean, the Dolphins have broken. They've broken everybody's hearts. Whoever's a fan,
they made
Hootie. They made Hootie cry. They made me cry a lot. So I can understand it. Once Miami whoops that butt on Sunday, then maybe things have changed a little bit.
For sure, 100% agree with you. But again, though, we're talking about a team that made it mega improvements. From last season to this season. We had a pretty decent season by our standards last season. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't a horrible, wash.
9 wins, right? 9 7 wins.
Yeah, we showed flashes. We had some moments here, but to come back and essentially just be a 0.5 point favorite against a team that I really can't even pinpoint. I mean, I don't know. I don't follow the Patriots like I follow the Dolphins, but I feel like the Patriots haven't had anything, on the exciting happened this season where I'm like, oh man, watch out, Patriots. Other than just they're riding their equity of they're the Patriots, they're the team that always does well, Bill Belichick. So I'm a little surprised that at that line to open up the game, but that's on Sunday. Kickoff is, I believe, at 1 p.m. Yeah. There's going to be a lot. Are you Xavier? Are you a Red Zone channel guy, or are you a just watch one game type of guy on Sundays?
I'll flip around depending. Like on a commercial, I'll go to Red Zone. I like to watch the game. I like to watch. If I'm watching the Dolphins, I'll watch the Dolphins. But every time there's a commercial, boom, I'll flip, go to Red Zone, go and look at it. Yeah, I like to see the action.
Oh man, let me tell you, gritty. There's only a handful of things in this world. Handful. You can count it on one hand. I don't even know what they are, but I know there's only a handful of things in this world that are better than Red Zone Channel. Very few things are better.
Who came up with that? That was a genius.
That guy, Scott Hansen. That person? I don't know who it is, but Scott Hansen is the guy who hosts it, and he is like, I want to be his friend all the time. He doesn't know it, but we're best friends. Like me and him, we're just
Twitter friends.
Oh God, I have a picture of him. Like he's my wallpaper on my phone sometimes during the season.
What's his name?
Scott Hansen. The guy goes on there, and the best line is, "Get ready for 7 hours of uninterrupted, commercial-free football." That guy sits there and holds his pee for 7 hours on Sundays to make sure that I have a great time keeping up with my fantasy team and keeping up with the Dolphins and every other storyline that's happening in the league. And then at the end of it, he gives me the touchdown montage, which is just, it's the best. You know what I mean?
He's a real American hero.
That guy, for sure. That guy is a definite American hero. He's the definition of not all heroes wear capes. I love the guy. He is, but I'm a Red Zone guy. I can't, if it's a crucial Dolphins game, which it's been a while since we've had one.
Long time.
Yeah. I might, watch more Dolphin game, but usually I'll watch the first couple of minutes, especially if it's the first drive for the Dolphins, I'll watch that. But then it's like, bam, Red Zone. And I just sit there. And then I'll follow it. Sometimes I'll do the dual screen. I'll get the game on my iPad and then Red Zone on the big TV. That takes priority. I love it. It's the best. So I'm a big fan of that. But before we get into Sunday, we have a game tomorrow. The season kicks off tomorrow. You got the defending champion, Los Angeles Rams, defending their title. First game of the season. My apologies if you're going to hear my dogs barking in the backyard, in the background. They're just being.
I don't feel so bad now.
Yeah, okay. All right, so you can't hear it. I feel horrible now. Bills are traveling to Los Angeles to open up the season against the Rams. The first game is it's a Thursday night game, right? Mm-hmm. And it's one of these kickoff specials. I normally don't like Thursday games. I don't like to put any stock. It's hard for me to gauge who's going to win. It's hard for me to make an assumption. I never like picking. I don't even like playing players on my fantasy team that play on Thursdays because it's it's like a handicap. I don't know. People just don't process right and don't play right on Thursday. So it's hard for me to put a pulse on what's happening. But the season kicks off with the Rams hosting the Bills. Josh Allen, who's like super hyped and everybody loves him, and the Bills are getting a lot of love this season. A lot of love. They're getting so much. They're doing they're picked by a lot of people as their not their sleeper team, like their outright winning team. Okay. Let me ask you this question though, and I was thinking about it now. Let's not focus so much on the Bills, and let's focus on the fact on the other team here, the Rams, defending Super Bowl champions. Okay. What is more likely, Xavier? Let me ask you, what is more likely? The Rams making it back to the Super Bowl, not even winning. I'm just saying making it back. We haven't had a repeat appearance in the Super Bowl in a while. Definitely haven't had back-to-back champs since I believe the Patriots way back when. Okay. What's more likely, the Rams getting back to the Super Bowl or the Rams missing the playoffs?
Whoa. Wow, that's a tough one.
All right.
That's a tough one. You got to let me know what's going on with Aaron Donald, after the whole, fight.
The league, the league said because it's a practice thing and they don't have basically out of their jurisdiction.
Under the table.
It's out of their jurisdiction.
That makes a huge difference.
Yeah, he's not going to get any significant. He's not going to miss any time, and I don't even think he's going to get penalized, a fine or anything. It's just a slap on the wrist kind of thing because, again, it's under their jurisdiction and just not the same. Had it happened in the game, then the league would take action. Whole nother story. So expect a full start,
nice.
Full crop of assets there for the Rams.
Stafford's
Everybody's back.
Good. Cup is good. I don't think they're going to miss the playoffs. I don't know if they're going to be world beaters like they were last season, but I don't think they're going to miss the playoffs. I don't know if they're going to make it a Super Bowl, but, you gave me those two choices. So I think it's closer for them, going back to the Super Bowl than it is to miss the playoffs. They might make it by the skin of their chins, but I think Stafford kind of reminds me of the last years of Elway, where he would always, but he was obviously Elway got close several times, and then he ended up winning it. I think he's in his last years, and it's clicked for him. Yeah. So I think they'll be closer to the Super Bowl than being out of the playoffs.
I like to use a word that Achilles likes. He's a gunslinger. Loves himself some gunslingers. That's what he likes, some bang bang out there.
Everybody loves to see that action, man. Everybody loves to see the ball.
Dude. Sling it, baby. Sling it all day.
Air it out. Yeah.
Sling that bad boy all day. That's what I'm all about. All right. So we got it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to it. Thursday, whether it's Thursday, Saturday. So we're going to have football Mondays, Thursdays, Sundays. Saturdays, we're going to have college. Then we're also going to have some college on Fridays. Man, this is primo time right now, man. Primo time. And then in the middle of it, towards November, then we get some World Cup action. Like, this is going to be insane. I don't know what to do.
If you're a sports fan, and when I say sports fan, is a fan of various sports, because there's some people that just like one thing. They just like football, and they think soccer sucks. And if you like sports, we're coming. It's going to be a gift. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
It's going to be fantastic. All right. So, Xavier, you're new to what we do here during the football season. I love to make picks. That's my thing. This is how I got the name NFL Stradamus. I'm actually pretty good at this. For some reason, I can see through the tea leaves. I can see through the microphone here, and things just make sense.
It's the beard. It's the beard and the whole beard.
Look. Yeah. I managed to successfully guess and predict the Super Bowl participants and winner in like week 7 or 8 a couple seasons ago. And last season, I was right on. I hit more than I missed. I'll just leave it at that.
Are you getting paid for that? Are you getting paid for this? You should have
I need to get paid more.
Numbers.
I need to get paid more because I've been winning a lot of people money, and I'm not getting any kickbacks here. With that being said, though, I have handpicked a select number of games. Okay, I got 1, 2, 3, 7 games. All right, we're not going to go through the full slate. I like to week 1. It's just a little sample size here. We got enough to know some stuff, and we got some cool storylines which will make for interesting picks. Now, with that being said, we're just going to do 7. We're going to have fun. Let's go, you and I here, and then we'll revisit how we did next week here. So let's start tomorrow. It's Thursday night. We got the Rams hosting the Bills. Bills 2.5-point favorite on the road against the Rams. Who do you got?
I'm gonna go with the Rams.
Ooh, Rams with the upset.
I'm gonna go with the Rams. Yeah, they're. I mean, a little disrespectful that you have the champs at home, first game. I mean, the crowd is always hyped. You're ready to go first game back after all that, and they're gonna be the underdogs against Buffalo. What has Buffalo won?
Yeah, I'm with you.
They got a solid team. They have a nice young quarterback. They have a good running game. They have good solid defense. Yeah, they have all the tools. But so do the champs, and they're home. So
yeah,
I'm gonna go with the champs. I'm gonna go with the home team on that one.
I'm with you. I got the Rams too. I got the Rams defending that title. Remember, they won the Super Bowl at SoFi at the stadium. Now they're gonna get their rings. They're gonna have the ceremony. It's the first game of the season at home where they won the Super Bowl. All these things lining up. As much as I like, or not, I'm not gonna say I don't like the Bills. I'm not big on them, but I do respect Josh Allen. I think the dude is very, very legit. Gus and I were covering the Bills his rookie season, and we remember the game that he played was phenomenal. And when we were interviewing players in the locker room afterwards, all the Dolphins defensive players said that kid is going to be really good. They all said it. And he didn't have a great game, He had a typical rookie game, but
you see the potential. Mm-hmm.
They all said it. And I remember that standing out because we have covered other rookies that have made their starts, and we've seen this, but that was the only time where it was a unanimous. Everybody was saying like that guy going to be very good. So
and Buffalo, I won't forgive them for jumping in front of the Dolphins to pick Josh Allen.
Yeah,
in that draft.
Bitches. All right, so next game. Patriots at Dolphins. Patriots are a 3.5-point dog. So the Fins are, like I said, the favorite here. Who are we going with?
I got to go with Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins.
There you go.
The Dolphins. They need to start out with a bang.
Yeah.
They need to start out with a bang. It's you bought. It's like you bought a new Ferrari. You're a F1 driver. You got everything.
Man. No restrictions.
Home. Everybody's looking at you. Everybody wants to see that you take off.
If it's not a 70-yard bomb on the first play to Tyreek Hill, the season's a waste. Okay, you better be slinging it out there from the jump.
Tampoco así. This is a bilingual show. Tampoco así. Don't get excited. Don't get excited. But I'll be happy with Tua throwing 2 TDs. The running backs. One of them getting 100 yards, and Miami, getting another 2 TDs, maybe a pick 6 by the defense. So I'll be happy if we beat them. I think we talked about it last week. I think I said it was like 28-13. I don't remember what the score. But
so you got the Dolphins by more than the 3.5.
Yes.
Okay.
I need them to win by more than 3.5 for me to kind of start saying, okay, maybe this season will be different because we've had strong starts before.
Yeah,
and then we go down the gutter. So
I agree.
And I'm hurting. Patriots have always beat up on us in the last 20 years. So well, not always because we beat Brady more than anybody else.
Yeah, but we also play him more than anybody else. So eventually the numbers go in our favor.
But he beats everybody else. So
yeah, that's true.
we actually beat them. So yeah, Miami.
All right, solid. All right, now these next few games here, I dabbled a little bit. I think I'm trying to pick 4 of the or 5 of the better storyline games here.
Okay.
First one up, let's go to Cincinnati, where the Bengals are hosting the Steelers. The Steelers named Mitch Trubisky, their quarterback. Now, the Steelers, Bengals, it's an AFC North rivalry. It's always a battle with those teams. It's tough. The storyline here for me is, are the Steelers going to bounce back? First year without Ben Roethlisberger. Is Mitch Trubisky really the guy? I'm high on Mitch. I'm high on Mitch Trubisky, okay? I think he could do some stuff, but the Bengals, are we going to see that, that post Super Bowl, slumber? Like a lot of people didn't think that they were supposed to be in the Super Bowl or they were supposed to make it in the playoffs. They surprised a lot of teams. I think they were their over-under was 3 wins going into last season, and they exceeded all the expectations. Now, I was high on the Bengals from the jump. I thought they were really good. I proceed with caution this season because, again, certain things have to fall into fact.
What's up with Joey?
I love Joe Burrow. Oh, Joe Burrow.
Is he good to go? Is he good to go for the game?
Oh, he's always good to go. That guy is the man. I've been on the record saying that 3 years ago, when the draft happened and the Dolphins had that 5th pick, I said we should trade the entire draft to move up to number 1 and pick Burrow.
They tried. They didn't take it. They tried.
I was on record.
That came out after that they offered, and then they wouldn't take it, and for obvious reason, right?
Yeah. Joe Cool is Joe Cool for a reason, man. I love me some Burrow now.
He's got the it factor. He's got the it factor.
So now we got Bengals at home. Almost a touchdown favorite over the Steelers. It's a rivalry game. It's a divisional game. It's the first game of the season also, so you don't know. This is why this game is hard to pick for a second, you know?
Touchdown favorites.
They're 6.5-point favorites. So it's kind of like, all right.
What's that Pittsburgh defense? How's that
exactly? Well, is it good though? We don't know. We haven't seen it. That's why this game is a little tricky to pick here.
They're always pretty solid, man.
Yeah. So who are you gonna go? Are you gonna go with Pittsburgh on the upset, or are you gonna go with the Bengals here?
No, I think the Bengals at home again. Joey's playing, and I got the Bengals, but I don't think it'll be the 7. I think maybe.
Okay, you got it closer.
3 field goal. Okay. I think Mitch, like you, and I remember a show we talked about it. I think Trubisky is like he's underrated. Yeah. He's not as bad as like some guys get this label, like kind of like Tua, like they pick on him. Everybody has this thing on Tua, and Tua's not that bad. I think Trubisky's a little bit better than people think, and he's been already in the league, a little bit. He's a little more mature, and he's with a solid organization.
That's the big thing.
Pittsburgh's solid, so he's gonna get coached up, and I think he's gonna show a different level. So I think this is gonna be a closer game, but I will pick Cincinnati.
Okay. All right. I got the Bengals for the same reasons. I think it's going to be close, but I still think that they'll cover. But the Bengals, I like them here. I think the Steelers are going to have a better season than people expect. I think they're going to bounce back. Next game here. Browns. They're Browns at the Panthers, okay? Here we go. We got I don't know who's quarterbacking for the Browns right now?
Our former Dolphin
Jacoby Brissett, right? Yeah, going up against the new number 1 starter in Carolina, none other than
the game is where?
It's in Carolina. So I
he's
like
got the home field
Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield here taking on his old team.
He's gonna bake his old team. That was like a dad joke, but
I'll give you a point for the bad dad joke there. All right, so Panthers at home. 1.5 favorite, okay? Only a 1.5 favorite over the Browns.
Yeah. Don't they have like a decent running game too? Like a decent defense?
The Panthers have Christian McCaffrey, but we don't know what Christian McCaffrey we're going to get.
He might get hurt coming off the bus. Yeah, exactly. And these guys have Chubb, but the quarterback Brissett looked kind of shaky when he was here. I expected more from him. Honestly, I expected more from him in the preseason. He looked like a world beater. And then like when he played, he was not that great. Backup quarterback in the NFL make a lot of money for not being very good. So I'm picking Carolina, and I think Baker's going to enjoy it, and he's going to try to put up, as much as possible. That could work against him if he forces it, because he's a little nuts. But I still think Carolina, and I think Carolina is going to win that game by like 2 touchdowns.
Okay, wow. So you got the Panthers big. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Browns. I'm going for the upset here. I think with the Browns, look, Jacoby Brissett just got to go in there and manage the game. Okay. On paper, your team is more talented than the Panthers. Easy. Definitely. You got better defense. You have better stars. Just hand the ball off to Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. Give them the ball. Throw your little passes. Don't make any mistakes. Let Baker make the mistakes, because he's, again, trying to do everything for everybody, and he's trying to be a little Mighty Mouse out there, and he's going to try to impress, and he's going to make mistakes, okay? He's the gunslinger that you don't want. That's how I've always looked at Baker. He's not very good. I think he has a great name for a quarterback. I think that's a beautiful name for a quarterback. Baker Mayfield sounds like a quarterback. But for him, I'm not a fan of him. I don't like his game. I don't think he's that good. I think he's going to go into this game. I've never seen the Baker maturity that leads me to think that he's going to go into this game and play it right. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, he's going to go in there overcompensating, overcorrecting.
He always has one game.
So I got the Browns. I got the Browns on this one. All right. 3 more games here. Let's go a little quicker here. Raiders. Okay. Raiders at the Chargers. Chargers are everybody's darling. Everybody loves Justin Herbert. He's the greatest, most untouchable, best quarterback of all time. But the Chargers are still the Chargers. They haven't done anything my whole life, okay? They've been sorry. They're always sorry. They're not good. I'm not high on the Chargers. I think they're going to find a way to blow it like they always do.
White privilege.
Chargers.
I'm just kidding.
Chargers. Now the Raiders, okay? New coach, Josh McDaniel. They got Devontae Adams. Derek Carr is a very good quarterback. I've been saying it for a long time. He's just hasn't had very good teams. But you give him Devontae Adams, you give him some stability, a nice place to play. Hey, something to look forward to. They did a lot with nothing last season. Remember, they lost Gruden. They had a interim coach, and they still made it to the playoffs. So I kind of like the Raiders here a little bit. But now the Chargers 3-point favorite, so it seems to be even here. They're looking at both teams pretty much the same here. They're giving the 3 points to the Chargers as the home team. But then again, the Chargers, do they really have home field advantage? They're playing in the same stadium as the Rams, and nobody goes to the Charger games. Okay? That's still a Rams game. You know what I mean? So I think I'm going with Raiders, okay? I'm sorry I'm picking ahead of you here. But I'm going with Raiders. Raiders in LA are going to draw more fans than the Chargers are going to draw, okay? I think that whole stadium is going to be black and silver. The black hole is going to come out there. They're going to eat them up. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think there's going to be a lot of scoring, okay? It's going to be a fun game to watch, but I think at the end of it, I got the Raiders pulling it off over the Chargers. What about you?
That's a tough one because Herbert, he's supposed to be – this is supposed to be another big year to confirm everything that everybody has said about him.
To be fair, he has been really good. He has been really good, but I'm not. It's the team. I'm not.
San Diego is a regular season.
Los Angeles.
Sorry.
See, look at that. That's how bad they are that you still call them San Diego.
I'm always going to call them San Diego.
That team is a nomad.
I'm always going to call them San Diego. The LA Chargers are regular season champs. They play in the regular season like champs. Yeah. So I'm going to go. It's another home. So I'm going to go with the home team there. I think just barely, maybe 2 points difference. I think it's going to be a like 31-30 game or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of points.
And I think the Chargers pull it out.
Okay. All right. Solid. Let's round it off. Last two games are also the last 2 games of the week. Let's go with Sunday Night Football at the Jerry, what do they call it? The Taj Mahal of Dallas or Jerry World. We're going to go to Dallas where the Cowboys are hosting, and they're the underdog here. They're hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but they're a 2.5-point underdog. Okay, so the Buccaneers are the favorites here. No Gronk, but pretty much everybody's back for the Bucs. You got Brady coming back. How motivated is he?
The Brady Bunch is back.
The Brady Bunch is back. I mean, how are we feeling about it? He didn't, he won the Super Bowl his first year there. This is year 3. Doesn't feel like he has another year 4 coming. I kind of feel like this is it for him. This is the last season.
That's last dance.
Unless it all goes bad for the Dolphins, they get rid of Tua, he's coming here. But
no,
I'm not
Giselle will not let Tommy come to Miami.
Oh,
man.
for sure she will.
He didn't want him to be on that boat. You think that she's the one that said you can't go on that boat?
All right, so what do you got then? Tampa, 2.5-point favorite.
Is
Dallas.
This Tom before the last interview where he looked like he lost like 20 pounds?
Yeah.
Or am I getting the Tom, a little bit, a couple months before?
This is avocado ice cream, treat eating Tom Brady. He's something special here. Okay, but it's Sunday Night Football. All eyes on him. All eyes on the Cowboys.
Dak Prescott. Who's Dak Prescott? Man, who is he? He's the guy that's making a lot of money. What does he want?
I like Dak. I think Dak has overachieved. I think Dak is a guy that I wasn't expecting. I don't think I was expecting that kind of production from him. And in the right place, he can do great things. He's put up numbers in Dallas, but Dallas is another team that just
you gotta win.
They're weird, man.
It's in Dallas. Brady season opener. If there's gonna be a slip up, it could be that game.
Yeah, it's a good trap game. All these games are trap games. Week 1 is a trap for everybody.
If Zeke is on, then maybe I can see it happening. I mean, I'm trying to convince myself not to pick Tom because I trust Tom, but sometimes he slips, like he has little brain farts, and I don't know where his head is right now. So I'm gonna go on a limb. And say Jerry and the boys.
Oh, there you go. Your first upset. All right.
Squeak by. Jerry and the boys squeak by.
Okay.
And then Tampa goes and wins like 6 in a row after that.
Exactly. Yeah, I could see that. I could see Tampa losing week 1 and then going 6-1. You know, I'm gonna go with Tampa though. I've learned one thing in my life: never go against Brady. That's it. Simple as that. All right, now I think this game is an easy pick, but I think the storyline is incredible. Okay, and this is must-see TV. Monday Night Football. If you don't know, okay, the Broncos 6.5-point favorites traveling to Seattle. Okay, Monday Night Football, the 12th man out in Seattle, and it's the return of Russell Wilson to Seattle. Week 1, you're getting the game week 1. Like, you can't ask for a better storyline in week 1 and everything happening. So this is, again, must-see TV. I think the pick is easy for me here. I don't see any struggle. I think you're going to go with the Broncos as well.
Absolutely.
I like the Broncos this season to compete. I don't like them to win the division. I think there's just too much challenge there. It's the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Raiders are all really good. That division is the best division of football.
Most exciting to watch. Those games are always awesome games.
Exactly. So I'm going to pencil in Broncos for both of us. But again, what a storyline. What could you imagine Pete Carroll pulling it off?
Russell. No. I want Russell. I don't think Russell got the respect that he's getting. He's got a big contract, but I think
he's getting the respect. He's getting the money too.
The money there, but I don't think he got the respect in Seattle, and I don't think people, like some of the teammates, talked some poopies about him and stuff.
He's very corporate cookie cutter.
He's a normal guy. He's a normal guy. He's a good guy, and good guys now you finish last, and you can't be a good guy. No.
I'm gonna have to.
Tell me why the Russell hate. Tell me why the Russell hate.
I don't think he's a good guy, and that's why. I think he's corporate. That's what he is. He's corporate. He's corporate. He's Derek
Which
Jeter.
Means what?
He's trying to be. He's trying to be like what Derek Jeter is. He says a lot and says nothing at the same time. He gives you nothing. His whole life and everything is very private, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But you're also like, he comes off like he's like never gonna say the wrong thing.
He's measured.
Very measured. He's a more likable A-Rod. You get what I'm saying? Like A-Rod has that same persona where he's very calculated and does everything a certain way and says things a certain way. But Russell Wilson is at least more likable than A-Rod. A-Rod does the same thing, and you're like, oh, God, it's super annoying. He's just, again, he's very corporate. He's very bland. He's very vanilla. But he's a beast on the field. You know what I mean? And I hope and I pray that Tua can be, half as good as Russell Wilson. We'll be all right, because I think Russell Wilson is one of the best quarterbacks of his generation. I think he's one of the best.
He's had a great career. And it's
great
not
career.
Over yet.
He puts up numbers. He's played in different types of systems. He's been the man, and he's been a good, to put it nicely, he's been a good soldier. He's been a good teammate. He's been a good,
is he measured? Is he measured on the field, or does he drop an F-bomb, or is he one of those guys that's measured?
I'm sure in the trenches he'll say something, but I'm sure he'll be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, my bad." Like he'll apologize for it or something like.
Or he'll use like a very high bad words, something. That's a bad word, but the guy's not really sure it's a bad word.
Yeah, he'll probably say something in a different language too. Like he'll try to educate
French.
you.
He'll say it in French, and it sounds nice, so he thinks he's getting complimented.
Again, nice guy. I like him. I've been a fan of his. I enjoy his game. I enjoy everything he does, but you
called him corporate. I don't know. I don't think you're much of a fan.
He's corporate, bro. Corporate. That guy went from one day being all about the 12th man, the Seahawks and everything, to like the next day, like, oh, Rat, let's go, Broncos, ride them up, saddle up. Like he says,
I see what you're saying.
He does he says the hashtag for the team with everything that he does. Even like in his tweets and stuff, he writes a certain way. It's not he's not very open to like who he really is. I feel like there's a lot more to know about Russell Wilson than what he lets on. You get what I'm saying? And again, nothing wrong with that. It's fine. It's your privacy. It's all that stuff.
Kind of like Deshaun Watson. There was a lot more to him than he let
That
on.
was a lot more bad, yeah, but hopefully not the same level there. I like Russell Wilson. Let's keep him on the good side here.
Russell's gonna go in and whoop that Seattle.
Yeah.
And let them know what they're missing. Let them know what they're missing.
Let them know. He's got a chip on his shoulder as well. So all right. So that'll sum it up. I got the picks logged in my book here. We'll revisit it next week. Yeah, don't worry. I'll send you a well I have it there. We'll revisit.
I'm joking.
And but I think it's gonna be good. We're gonna have a great time. It's week 1. We get to do this for 17 more weeks. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and then we have the nice little playoff run. So
X gon' give it to you.
Yeah, I think that's always a good time. And how do you feel? Your first NFL picks with us, bro.
I'm hyped. I want to see how I did. Well, we have the Monday night game, so Tuesday we'll know for sure. Yeah. But I'm going. I mean, I feel flattered that I have the NFL Nostradamus, the best, guy who picks winners in NFL.
All I do is win, baby.
You're better than Jimmy the Greek ever was.
Oh, for sure. That guy, he ain't got shit on me, man. Let's see here. We both got Rams, both got Finns, both got Bengals. And then we have 3 games difference. So we could either – this is good. We're going to have – one of us is going to be really right. Yeah, one of us is going to be really right.
Probably be me.
But we're – so the Bengals, Finns, Rams, and Broncos are – it's a wash because we're all picking the same. So it's going to go down to those 3 games there. Will the Panthers beat the Browns? Will the Chargers beat the Raiders? Will the Bucs beat the Cowboys? Those are the 3 games. That's what's going to separate us.
For sure. No, those are the 3 I'm in, baby.
There you go. So I like that. I like that. We're going to have a good time. I like that we have a little different view. Again, it's week 1. I don't have enough research material and, samples here to make the best decision possible, but I like my picks. I feel good about it. And I think your picks are solid too. Your reasoning behind your picks are good. It's not like when Gus makes a pick and I'm like, bro, you make no sense.
But he's a fungus.
Fungus, so, yeah, too much fun. But no. But anyway, it's a good time. But I think it's a good time to wrap. I got a fantasy draft to get to. I want to thank everybody for participating. Yeah, exactly. There's a really good game to watch right now too. Let's go Sacramento. Thank you, Ricky. Thank you, Alex Winley, for hanging out with us too, and everybody who chimed in. And if you're listening to this later on the podcast, remember to like, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your enemies, share with whoever you want, but share it with somebody. Again, thank you to our sponsor, Intelligent. Remember, intelligent.com. Use code LemonCity15 at sign up for 15% off any package. Xavier, thank you so much. Make sure to follow X at XGLaVoz on Twitter and IG. And let's go Inter Miami this weekend. Let's have a good time, man. And we'll be back next week. And have a great weekend, everybody. Adios.
Peace.